18th of June 2025, young people from across Shetland came together at Clickamin for the first Public Spaces for Young People Summit. Public Spaces was voted one of our priorities as young people at our first general meeting. This was a day of sharing ideas, getting creative and making sure youth voice is part of the conversation about the spaces we use every day. Shetland Recreational Trust hosted us on the day. We caught up with Robert Geddes, Chief Executive Officer of SRT, to ask why this type of event is important.
We were delighted to host the summit today. When Sunny approached us, it seemed really appropriate. Our centres and facilities are based all across Shetland, right from the north and Unts all the way down to Sandwick, and west to Afe and across the Walls. So we felt really important that we provide spaces for young people, and lots of young people attend our facilities in the SRT. So it felt really appropriate for us to host the summit when we're speaking about public spaces. I think it'd be really interesting from the SRT point of view to hear the experiences of the young people and how they use our facilities, what we can do differently, what they would like to see in future, because the young people are the future of the islands, and if we can make any changes to our facilities and how we deal with young people, I think it's really important to get that feedback. Also, I'd like to hear how they interact with our staff and how they would like staff to interact with them. So I think that's really important to just understand the young people and support them and moving forward.
Over 80 young people took part alongside partners. The day was built around workshops from Youth and Employability Service, looked at what the perfect youth club could be like, with suggestions including chill-out zones and creative corners. Shetland Library explored ways to make it even more welcoming for young people. Development Plans and Heritage mapped out public spaces and imagined what could be added to make them better. Open Shetland gathered opinions on where youth spaces and activities should go next. Shetland Recreational Trust discussed how sports facilities could feel more open and social. Living Lerwick focused on making the town centre more inviting for young people. Environmental Health talked about how to make spaces feel safe and welcoming. Sport and Leisure looked at ways to make getting involved in sport easier for everyone. We caught up with Isabel, Jake and Kaya, members of Shetland Youth Voice, to ask what have they enjoyed most about today, and what are the main challenges about public spaces for young people is.
I've enjoyed having lots of discussions with everyone, because I really like everyone in Shetland Youth Voice, so it's just fun to have lots of different discussions with different people about different things.
I liked the second workshop with Sports and Leisure with Jack Club, how we were speaking about what sports everybody did and how we could help boundaries and fix boundaries that people couldn't do sports and they didn't want to do it competitively. Just trying to make it more able for everybody in Shetland to do sports.
I enjoyed doing the first workshop where we were creating like mood boards of how we thought public spaces should be better and how they should be designed and everything.
I think it's just being linked to some of the antisocial behaviours that happen at different public spaces, and it's usually like not very fair because it'll be like one person or one group of people like misbehaving and stuff, and then the rest of young people that get like discriminated. I just don't want to get linked to that. It's just whole.
Well, the bus timetable is a big problem for especially people up north of Shetland. Getting into Lerwick's not so bad, but getting back the next bus after 5 to 9 o'clock, which isn't as accessible for others. So let's say you're doing an activity that ends at 7, you've got to wait another 2 hours to get a bus, which isn't that handy. So it'd be better if we could get better buses, we'd be able to get to the hub or meet friends in town easier.
I feel like the main challenges of public spaces in Shetland is that younger ones are always looked down upon when it comes to like the older folk. So like if they see us young folk in Harrison Squares, they're like, oh, they're just going to trash the place and everything, when in reality we just go to have fun.